Hey guys, how you going? I hope you're doing well. I have one new Patreon to thank, and that is Kathy. Thank you very much, and I will be putting a video up there very shortly. Okay, this is, I don't know if you've heard of this is the blackvault.com, and these are FOIAs, Freedom of Information Act documents, okay? So, they have document archive, case file, database, discussion forums. The document archive is government history, and they got subsections as well. History, intelligence. I'm just going through these while I've got them up to see if there's any that really stand out to me other than MKUltra. Cloning. Whoa, okay. There's the New World Order. Parapsychology, remote viewing, weather modification, war time, paranormal case files as well. And you've got podcasts, I think, as well, by the look of it. Now, I'll try and zoom in so that you guys can see. Okay. MKUltra Mind Control Collection. Now this is huge. This site has well over 1 million FOIA documents. So, what is MKUltra? The Black Vault and the 2004 FOIA document release. The missing pages. MKUltra documents released October 2018. Behavioural modification documents released November 2018. And additional documents declassified about MKUltra. And if you're if you're reading or watching mainstream news at the moment, this is what's happening to you. If you're fearing what they're telling you, or because some of the articles I am seeing lately from the mainstream articles are so ridiculous that I'm surprised anyone listens to them at all anymore. I can see it. It's just so obvious. Anyway, what is MKUltra? Wikipedia explains MKUltra as the following. Project MKUltra, sometimes referred to as the CIA's mind control program, was the codename given to an illegal program of experiments on human subjects, designed and undertaken by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Experiments on humans were intended to identify and develop drugs, alcohol, stick and poke tattoos, and procedures to be used in interrogations and torture, in order to weaken the individual, to force confessions through mind control. Organised through the Scientific Intelligence Division of the CIA, the project coordinated with the Special Operations Division of the U.S. Army's Chemical Corps. The program began in the early 1950s, was officially sanctioned in 1953, was reduced in scope in 1964, further curtailed in 1967, and officially halted in 1973. The program engaged in many illegal activities, in particular used unwitting US and Canadian citizens as its test subjects, which led to controversy regarding its legitimacy. MKUltra used numerous methodologies to manipulate people's mental states and alter brain functions, including the surreptitious administration of drugs, especially LSD and other chemicals, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse, as well as various forms of torture. The scope of Project MKUltra was broad, with research undertaken at 80 institutions, including 44 colleges and universities, as well as hospitals, prisons, and pharmaceutical companies. The CIA operated through these institutions using front organisations, although sometimes top officials at these institutions were aware of the CIA's involvement. As the Supreme Court later noted, MKUltra was concerned with the research and development of chemical, biological, and radiological materials capable of employment in clandestine operations to control human behaviour. The program consisted of some 149 sub-projects which the agency contracted out to various universities, research foundations, and similar institutions. At least 80 institutions and 185 private researchers participated, because the agency funded MKUltra indirectly. Many of the participating individuals were unaware that they were dealing with the agency. Project MKUltra was first brought to public attention in 1975 by the Church Committee of the US Congress and a General Ford Commission to investigate CIA activities within the United States. Investigative efforts were hampered by the fact that CIA Director Richard Helms ordered all MKUltra files destroyed in 1973. The Church Committee and Rockefeller Commission investigations relied on the sworn testimony of direct participants and on the relatively small number of documents that survived Helms' destruction order. And what's the bet he wasn't made to do that by the Rockefeller? I really do think I can't see them investigating them. Oh dear. In 1977, a Freedom of Information Act request uncovered a cache of 20,000 documents relating to Project MKUltra, which led to Senate hearings later that same year. In July 2001, some surviving information regarding MKUltra was declassified. The Black Vault in the 2004 FOIA document release. The Black Vault filed a FOIA request for all documents pertaining to MKUltra and related projects back in the late 1990s. Despite the reports that MKUltra documents were destroyed in 1973, the CIA did locate some files, and I was told that these documents were being reviewed. For years I waited, and was never contacted back by the CIA. In time, the CIA did release the documents on 4 CD-ROMs. I received these documents back in 2004, and was one of the first, if not the first, to have uploaded the entire collection of MKUltra records to the internet. Below you will find the links to the data on the CD-ROMs as originally received. Originally, the CIA directories contained .tiff images of the documents, not my favourite format, and 2 other files. The .text file is a poor excuse for an OCR, optical character recognition, of the document, and a DAT file which contains a 1-line description as found in the index below. This has been an extremely popular dataset since I first added it, and in March of 2017 expanded the original CIA release with a newer updated searchable PDF format consisting of their original TIF file releases. MKUltra document, index 85 pages, start here. This will list documents on the archived on the CD-ROMs below. You can start browsing the CDs below by clicking on one and browsing around. Okay. Let's just click on one of these. Whoa, okay. Oh, okay, so each one has more subsections. Oh, it's trying to get me to save them. Okay, so I can't read them. Okay, I'll have to do that a different time, but I've got more to show you on this. Okay, wow, download. Missing pages. In March of 2016, Oscar Diggs, a visitor to the Black Vault, found the MKUltra collection I put online. He then painstakingly reviewed the index of files and the release records for comparison to see if they matched. He compiled a list of all the missing documents or portions thereof and sent me the below index of all that he found that was missing. Here was his list from the above index that were not put into original CD-ROMs. And there's a whole lot of numbers or documents. 308 or 309 documents in all. Documents that are missing pages are these ones here, 12 documents in all. I filed an FOIA request to the CIA for these specific records since they did not include it in their initial release to me. Sadly, after a long wait, they informed me that there would be no way to find them, and only supplied me a new copy of their MKUltra collection. I ran a scan to compare file to file, and it was exactly the same release that I originally received, which is available for download above. I then began a FOIA battle with the CIA about this entire issue. According to their own letter, they stated the index, again available for download above, was supposed to be all on the CD-ROMs. Was supposed to all be on the CD-ROMs. Obviously they were not. And I double and then later triple checked the work of Oscar Diggs to ensure accuracy. There was no error, and I stood by the documents were missing. After sending a 97-page fax proving that the records were not on the original discs, which is what they required me to do, they changed their story once they realised I proved what I said. They then claimed they made a mistake and they should have been better at clarifying, but the documents regarding behavioural modification were not supposed to be on the CD-ROMs, and I only paid for the MKUltra material. After wasting hours upon hours of time searching, stretching over months, I then officially requested a fee waiver to see if I could get the fees waived. I felt I put up a good argument for one, but I was ultimately denied. So in August of 2018, I started a GoFundMe campaign to help raise the $425.80 that the CIA required to release the 4,358 additional pages. Again, I was told I needed to pay for them because they did not fit the scope of my original request in the late 1990s. After extensive media coverage about my FOIA battle that was covered by Vice News, Motherboard, Newsweek and many other outlets, the funds were raised in a matter of days. I immediately wrote the cheque and waited for my documents. Fast forward to the end of October 2018, I received a box from the CIA that I knew was what I'd been waiting for. I opened the box, and on top of the stack, keep in mind about 2.5 months had passed since I sent payment, was my original uncashed cheque, made payable to the United States Treasury Department. I knew instantly there was an issue. I read their letter available below. In short, the CIA changed their story yet again. First, even though they said I already got 100% of the MKUltra material, it was now proven untrue. I now had a stack of pages that they finally agreed should have been on the CD-ROMs, and therefore they sent them for free. Remember that fee waiver denial? Someone should have caught the fact that I was right about asking for the records. According to their letter, the contents of the box they sent me totaled 791 pages, which actually totaled 800 exactly, but close enough. Now the question was, if the 791 actual 797 pages were part of the 4,358 I paid for, then what about the remaining 3,567 actual 3,555 pages? Well, that got even more bizarre. Now the number of remaining pages was only 2,316 pages. That means at least 1,245 pages of MKUltra, mind control, behavioural modification documents just vanished from their original quote to me. What I can't deduce from the CIA's letter available below is if these 797 pages release were part of that original quote, so the number of missing pages could be closer to 2,000. That said, the more frustrating thing is that I have to start over. It took 2.5 months for the CIA to not cash my cheque and then send me a letter stating that what I had already paid for months prior would need to be purchased again, and therefore I needed to start over by writing a new cheque, sending it via postal mail, and just wait again. Mistakes happen, but they had an exact page count in their original demand for payment. They were adamant about having to pay for 100% of the responsive pages, and that I was not to get any for free. They even processed my fee waiver and denied it outright after considering it. Why wasn't any of this found during the process of that fee waiver request? After all of that work, all of that time wasted, in the end I still did not get all of the documents, and the CIA changed their story yet again. I will let you all decide what that all means, but for now I've scanned the 797 pages of material, and they are all available below, which I've indexed and organised by the order they were received. Below you will find the 800 pages released to me that were not included in the original MK Ultra document releases above. Okay. Wow. So I'm going to have to download a lot of these and go through them. Memorandum regarding alcohol antagonists. Memorandum post-artichoke chemical agents used. Project Artichoke, letter June. There's a lot of Project Artichoke in there, and a lot redacted as well. Project Bluebird, another one there. Artichoke again. Artichoke again. Project Artichoke drug reviews. Check dispersed. If you don't know what Project Artichoke is, I did a video on it quite a long time ago. Just go back through my videos, and I just read the what do you call it? The wiki, not WikiLeaks. I just read the normal Wikipedia version. That was quite interesting. I didn't expect them to even admit that they had done any of this. Letter regarding drug use and amnesia and secret induction of foreign substances, hypnosis, eliciting information, request to forward medicines, drug, ostensible toilet articles secured from captured hostile agents. So they can put stuff in it? Why? Liability, in addition, liabilities of synthetic substitutes for codeine. MK Ultra. Okay, it looks like I am going to have to download these and go over them. Oh, hang on. I'm going to read this. Original FOIA response letter, various MK Ultra financial records documents, US government agreement with contract with unknown company, negotiated contract for behavioural control support with unknown company, contract inspection assignment record, project often records, 1965 to 1973 records retirement request, memorandum for the record handwritten, request to procurement Edgewood Arsenal transfer of funds, contract action Edgewood Arsenal transfer of funds, again with Edgewood Arsenal, covert action program wide behavioural act assessment and selection, request to procurement often tissue culture screens, request to procurement organic materials synthesis, outside activity approval request employee activity branch, report on electrosleep and electroanesthesia in Europe and the Soviet Union, letter regarding unsolicited proposal to provide a chemical screening facility, research proposal on physiological short-term stress inducers, which is what the media are doing right now, letter regarding factors affecting redacted research proposal, letter regarding research program. This is really interesting. And there's a lot in this website about Hollywood singers. A lot of famous people are in there. And this, look, report regarding testing sedatives, hypnotics, hallucinogens, stimulants, etc. on mice. Studies of screening of chemical compounds for detection of behavioural effects. Letter regarding chemical compound supplier. Ooh, they've been doing a lot. Technical proposal. Pharmacological screening of useful new agents. Proposal to study the toxic properties of highly poisonous natural products. There's a lot of stuff out there that's not good for you. That's natural. Letter regarding update on unknown contract. Letter regarding use of pyrotechnic material to bring about visual incapacitation. Wow. That is really interesting. I'm definitely going to have to go through that. And guys, if you want to, go for it. I'm going to put the link down below. Animal field testing. Animal testing study. Wildlife telemetry, a potential intelligence collection media. Wow. There's a lot in here. Review of proposal on screening compounds affecting behaviour. Screening chemicals for behavioural changes. Medical hazards radiometer development project TUMS. Yeah, it doesn't half sound interesting. Will it open? Oh yeah, it will. Okay. Attached to the cumulated memoranda and project monitor reports on the medical hazards radiometer development contract. To summarise, funds something blank were provided by the Department of State and the project is being monitored by blank. Progress on the contract is going very well in spite of a time slip of about 2 weeks. No further delays are anticipated. We should have 2 finished models to deliver by 15th of April 66 at the latest. Efforts to get the work back on schedule may result in recovery of part of the time lost. Okay, well that didn't tell me much, did it? I think altogether it's going to give you a bigger picture when you read it all together. Requests for domestic contact, animal breeders and suppliers. What is the CIA's MKUltra doing requesting domestic contact, animal breeders and suppliers? In fact, what are they doing with all of this? I know that half the drugs and the chemicals are to help them to put everyone to sleep, and that's what they've been doing for years. Drug interrogation research, animal programs. Guys, they've been doing a lot, and not just animals, us as well. Oh dear, toxicology meetings. These are all in the 60s too. 60s and 70s by the look of it. So, okay. Let me know what you think down below. And I'm getting hit with a few trolls at the moment, guys, so just bear with me. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think, and if you want me to read... Oh god, I don't think I can read all of this. Someone help me. Someone make a channel and start reading with me. Like, you read one, I'll read the other. Something like that. Someone... I don't think this one person can get through this. If you're thinking of making a channel, guys, now is the time. Get onto this. Help me. You can read about paranormal case files if you want. They're going to be interesting. Not only that, a lot of these are going to be interesting because it goes congressional and senatorial correspondence, controversies, elections, government accountability and IG reports, government employee manuals, orientation, politician public financial disclosure statements, TV show complaints, US financial information, and then it just keeps going. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, JFK era, National Security Agency, Office of Technology, guys, like cryptology, crypto. Wow, okay. The Voynich manuscript. Or Voynich manuscript, or Voynich. Oh, these are ciphers. Okay. I thought for some reason it meant something other than it did. There you go. And this one, spy satellites and the NRO, military and defence advanced for its time technology. Aircraft, Air Force history, biological chemical weapons, defence issues, military and commercial accidents, nuclear weapons, psychological operations, terrorism, weapons and discussion forums. Science, you've got disease and human health, environmental issues, space, discussion forums. If you want me to read any of these out, cloning, mind control, New World Order, parapsychology, remote viewing, UFO phenomena, weather and weather modification. If you want me to read any of these out, just pick one or three and put them down below, and I'll try and decide how many people vote for the same one. The one that gets the most votes I'll try and read it. That's if you'd like to. And I will put the link below so you can go and have a look yourself, and if you don't feel like reading them, let me know which ones you're interested in. We'll see what we can do, guys. But I highly advise a few of you to open your own channel and download OBS. OBS, it's a computer program for your desktop that will record your screen. Or the DU recorder, or one of the many screen recorders you can get for your phone. There's a lot of free ones out there. So if you can do any of that and just read, and together, like, I can link to you, you can link to me, whatever you want to do, and we'll see if we can get this read. There's a lot of information in here. Okay guys, have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.